Okay, this is the third take. Third time's a charm. I got frustrated with me talking so goddamn much the last time, so I just rage quitted and deleted it. So, hey guys. Entry number 4. I remember this time. Last time I was like, entry number 3. No, 5. No, this is 4. This time I know. It's 4. I think I have a pretty good idea of what I'm supposed to do, even though I watched none of the previous entries at all recently. Actually, I don't think I've even watched them ever since last year. And what I mean by last year is like 8 months ago. So I'm just going purely from memory right now. I think I'm supposed to talk about how I'm doing musically compared to the last time, and how I'm doing in general, I think. So I'm gonna go off of what I know, what limited stuff I know, which is not a whole lot, but starting off on a light note, because this video is gonna get fucking dark. Sorry. Um, I look the exact same. So there's that. I don't know if I have clearer or rougher skin. I do know that I have facial hair compared to last time, unless last time I also did not shave, and then I'm just talking out of my ass right now, which I kind of am. That's gonna be this whole video, but regardless, so the second entry I think I posted was on January 24th, 2022. Now, today, guess what today is? It's January 23rd, 2024, and I have about an hour until it turns midnight, and then it's the 24th. So it's gonna be exactly 2 years, which is so cool. I love it. I love the sentimentality. Don't know what word I'm trying to say. I love I'm not even gonna try to say that word. Hold on. Sentimentality. Okay, hold on. Sentimentality. Cool sentimentality. There we go, guys. I did that all by myself. Didn't need help at all. Didn't look up how to pronounce the word at all. Cool. Normally, this is where I would cut, because it would be a funny cut if it just randomly the video started picking back up like normal, ignoring what just happened. But I also, from what I can't remember, what I can remember, I don't think I'm allowed to edit these videos. So I'm gonna not do that. Plus, it's easier. Why would I want to fucking edit a video? Well, I actually do want to edit videos, but not right now. Not right now. Okay, let's actually talk about the real shit, though. So, music-wise. So, by the time of the last entry, it was May 11th, 2023, I'm pretty sure. And, oh boy. What a time. What a year. Specifically that month. What a time. Jesus. So far that year, I had only uploaded a few songs. So I didn't have a whole lot of new material out, but there were new singles. But by April, I'm pretty sure I stopped. Yeah, so after May, June came along, which a lot happened in June. Um, Let me tell you, which I will tell you. Sorry, don't. I'm. What am I trying to say? I made a suicide note for an album. I made a suicide note album, which, that doesn't sound very conventional. Not a very conventional type of suicide note, but and I didn't even dedicate any songs to anybody in specific. Which, looking back now, I feel like if there is an afterlife and if you can watch over people, assuming that I'd be in the good place, um, I I would regret that deeply. I I would regret not dedicating shit to people. It's just there's so many people that I love to dedicate stuff to, and even though I didn't know how they felt about me, I should have still done it. But I didn't because it was too much for me to think about. I was too deep in the pit to dedicate so much to so many people. So I decided to make an album for everybody that anybody can listen to and it be for them. Because in the end, I truly love you if you decide to take the time out of your life to listen to my work. And I don't care how many people want to twist my words. Like, people say that artists never love their fans, and I guess not on an intimate level. I guess not on like a really personal level. They don't love their fans, but I love you. If you take the time out of your day to listen to my music, especially my suicide note, I love you. You you were amazing. And I really appreciate you listening to me, because you know sometimes I don't feel listened to or heard very well because sometimes I'm just really bad at communicating, or sometimes people just don't have the time to listen. There are many factors. Moral of the story: I love you and thank you for listening to my shit. And since I was supposed to kill myself, goodbye. I love you. Goodbye. That's the name of the album. Um, and the songs go into detail about why I'm like this, and and my slow but steep descent into madness. I made a song about what dying feels like. Some days, the album, it actually did really well. In the first 48 hours, I'm pretty sure it broke the amount of streams collectively that I got for my first two major albums, Volume 1 and Volume 2, which Volume 3 is still going to come. I just don't know when. I would have loved to release it in 2023 because, well, 2023, Volume 3, same number. I thought that would be cool, but it's whatever. It doesn't matter. What does matter is that my hard work for when I was really struggling, it broke my first two albums, which I don't care. I love that. What? That many people decided to like take the time to listen to me and what I had to say and what I went through. That's crazy. I fucking love that. Yay. Thank you. Um, oh God. Sorry. And you know what? The streams don't even end there. For the last 2 months, my one song, and even though it's just one song, it's still a song from that album, one song has been randomly blowing up, and not gaining millions of views. Okay, people obviously don't know who the fuck 7xGBPITS is. It's not GB Pits, it's GBPITS. But people do not know who I am like that. It's just, it gets a couple hundred listens once every month. Spotify keeps adding me to playlists for like a couple hours and then taking me away, which, you know what, I'm fine with. If this is a glitch, that's a good glitch, because I get attention. I like I like positive attention, not negative attention, positive attention. I like it when people like my shit. You know, I thrive off of that. Um, sorry, I'm being so dumb. Um, so musically, I'm doing okay. I'm doing great, actually. And I have a lot of collaborative shit that I'm working on. I also released Compile by my new alter ego Sand in Its Mouth, which I've been planning on doing for months. And Compile is a collection of dark music I made during dark times of different parts of my life. So it's about 6 years in the making. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I ate earlier, so that's probably why I'm gonna be like hiccuping or whatever. Um, so and Compile obviously didn't do as good as I Love You Goodbye did, because number one, it's not as impactful, even though its messages were still really fucking important. And number two, well, it's not under my main name, which people usually know me by. So, of course, the album didn't get as much traction. But you know what? I'm fine with that, because there are a couple moments on that album that's like, whatever. I'm just glad I Love You Goodbye got the attention that I feel it deserved. But you know, uh, besides music though, May, was probably one of the worst months. May 2023 was probably one of the worst months of my life. That and April 2023. I don't know how I seemed so chipper from what I've seen of the couple seconds I saw of that video that I made on May 11th. The entry number 3, yeah. Also, can we talk about how I was fucking cussing out the camera in entry number 2? Why was I doing that? I mean, it's in my character. Fuck you, die. But like, why was I doing that? But anyways, that was not a good time in my life. Quickly running over the list of shit. I tried to attempt. I remember multiple times. I remember going downstairs and scrambling around the kitchen trying to look for all the medicine. I thought Benadryl could kill you, which I know now that if I tried to overdose on Benadryl, it wouldn't really be something that would kill me. It would cause issues, but it wouldn't kill me. So I know that now, but when you're suicidal, you're not thinking correctly. And I did a quick Google search, can Benadryl kill you? And I know it's a common drug. So since I knew that, I decided I didn't know it, sorry. Since Google told me yes, which there's probably a really, really high threshold of Benadryl that you have to take in order to actually kill yourself on it. And it probably did explain that. I just didn't read. I just took yes as my confirmation bias. Okay, this is the easiest way to kill myself. I remember going downstairs and scrambling around the kitchen, desperately looking for it to overdose in my room alone. And nobody would know because I didn't leave my room at all at the time. So when I was out my room, people wouldn't know because they would just think I'm still in my room. And then once I am overdosing in my room, people wouldn't check until hours later because everybody got used to me just being in here all day long and night. Sometimes I wouldn't even leave to go to the bathroom. I developed an addiction to visual novels. But to be fair, they weren't dating simulators. They were all like really plot heavy stories, which that's what I thrive on. So I love that. Um, it inspired me to start writing a book, which I haven't worked on in months, but I'm gonna hopefully start working on it again soon because it's a really good story. I have it all mapped out in my head. I just need to write it. But you know, I also struggled a lot with eating. Um, I remember a couple days after I got out of the mental hospital. Surprise. After I got out of the mental hospital, my friend immediately wanted to hang out with me. Because being my closest friend at the time, you know, they were really worried for me. So they wanted to see me as soon as possible. And they told me that they could see a visual difference in my face. They said that the skin on my face was tighter than it was versus the last time they saw me, which was a few months before all that. The only reason Okay, so I was supposed to kill myself on the day my album I Love You Goodbye released. I scheduled my suicide. Crazy. I think that people actually do that a lot, probably, so it's not that crazy. But uh, I was supposed to kill myself on July 15th, I'm pretty sure. But, you know, I think it was like a week after I finished the last song for I Love You Goodbye. And I finally just talked to my mom about it, about what was going on with me. It opened a huge, is Pandora's box the right term? It opened a huge, like, crazy can of worms that, you know, has infected my life ever since. I was experiencing psychotic episodes before I went to the mental hospital. You know, I wasn't drinking, I wasn't going to the bathroom normally because I just, first of all, there was nothing going in me to come out. So that's number one. And then number two, when I had to go, I would just hold it because I was too busy with the games I was playing. Well, I wasn't really busy at all. I could have easily just gotten up and gone outside, but it was hard for me for some reason. I felt like I was glued to my bed. But regardless, you know, I ended up talking about everything after, you know, months of me refusing to talk to my therapist. Actually, my appointments were originally weekly before this huge downward spiral happened, and then after the downward spiral started happening, it was once every 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure. And also, if you want to know what caused it, my dad had a heart attack. This is like the only thing that I can pin on it. So, and obviously he's not at fault for it, but it really fucked me up deeply. Because um he's the type of guy where he wants everybody to be okay. So, you know, he was like, "Oh, it's fine," and I tried to talk about it. I didn't know he had a heart attack until 3 days after, and I don't think it was necessarily his fault. I just wasn't checking my phone because I was shutting everybody off at the time. Holy shit, I had hundreds of notifications when I was telling everybody that I was going to the mental hospital. But I checked my phone and I saw the notification from dad, and I realized, oh wait, I would have went to school for 3 days after my dad could have possibly died, which really fucked me up. I wouldn't have known until like 3 days after because I wasn't checking my phone, and that sucked. That's what caused everything. Fucked me up. Um, So I wasn't talking about anything. Finally talked about it. And then my mom told my therapist, because I was, ironically enough, supposed to go to therapy that day. And then my therapist demanded that I go to a mental hospital, which I did. I had an okay time. It was kind of like school, just like less, no homework. Not even less. There was no homework. I mean, there was homework, but you don't really go home. You're there. You're there. So it was kind of weird, you know? I still felt a little bit like an outcast. I wasn't outcasted. I was actually like a popular kid in the mental hospital. Me. Who would have known? But I still felt like an outcast because everybody was talking. Even the really fucked up kids, you know, they were still talking like normal and hanging out and playing board games together, and I would be in my own little corner. Um, I would be in my own little corner, sitting like this in chairs. Imagine sitting like that in a chair. I was sitting like that in chairs with my arms over myself like this, and I would just rock back and forth. Um, and of course people would talk to me and I would talk back and be polite and everything, but I was seeing shit. You know, I didn't know where I was. I didn't believe that anything that was happening was real. I thought I was dead from time to time. Um, I thought I had just committed suicide and I didn't know it yet. I thought that maybe it was purgatory, and I thought that maybe I was like watching a TV show and I wasn't even me. Um, so it was kind of weird when I started getting out of that and started believing that I was actually at a mental hospital halfway through. I realized how normal everybody still was, and then there was just me, being not normal, like always, which kind of put me in a really bad place too. It reaffirmed my reasons for why I wasn't talking to anybody, which is, you know, nobody would understand. People don't deserve to be burdened with your issues. I should try to make things better for the people that I love by not making them worry about what I'm going through. Those were my reasons. And seeing these people who are in the mental hospital, engage with each other normally and get each other, and me still be exempt from that in the mental hospital. Like, what do I do? That just confirms that nobody would understand, because even they didn't understand. And so but it was okay because I ended up making actually some really close friends. I don't talk to them anymore. Obviously, what happens in the mental hospital usually stays within the mental hospital, but um I got really close. I actually got kind of romantically close with somebody. It was it was crazy. um oh, and all of the girls thought I was straight, so that was an issue for a while. No, for just a day, because they were like, they all came up to me and I was really confused. I was like, what are you doing? And they were all like, well, what's your name? What do you do? And when they were all around me, I was like, I'm gay, because I didn't want this shit happening. I'm not interested in women. Um, so that was really awkward, but still, it was okay. It was like a funny type of awkward. It wasn't a horrible type of awkward. It was okay. It was funny until they threatened somebody who was in my group, that they were gonna kill him. That's a whole different story. There's a whole lot of shit to that. I'm not even gonna go into that because that's not my business. That's his business, and whoever the girl who started it with him's business. But let's just say it's just like school, but a bit more unhinged, and you can cuss in front of the adults. Didn't forget about that. The group therapy wasn't like how I expected it to be, by the way. I expected group therapy to be like, oh, yeah, I'm just so sad. What about you? Oh, yeah, I'm sad too. Rejoice. Rejoice. Pretend I'm shaking it. That's what I thought it would be because that's what it's like in movies. What else am I supposed to go off of? I have no good reference point. But no, group therapy was just playing more games, and I guess we did talk about our triggers, but I mean, people just stopped asking me what my triggers was because I said everything. Because, dude, the way a fucking table looked has sent me into an episode. So if that can if that can fucking trigger me, then anything can trigger me. Okay, I need to stop talking about my time in the mental hospital because even though great, crazy, yeah, good story, I'm out now and we're supposed to be talking then and now. It's just so much happened in 2023. 2023 was definitely the worst year of my life. I if I could go back and just not have said anything to my mom at all and be a little selfish, and just keep it inside and not do anything about it until it gets better like it always does, then I would choose to do that. But that's not what happened. So I, obviously I have to accept that, and I already did. Just troubling. After I got out of the mental hospital, I was left with tics, and not like the bug, but like physical tics. I don't know if I've done them at all. While filming this, there are videos on my main YouTube channel where I have done them a lot. It's basically what I do. Let me try to replicate it. So I do that, right? Or I would like do this, or I would like sometimes like my eyes would go wide, or I would go woo, or simple shit like that. It's mostly the jerking my head to the side thing though. I remember when I was in the mental hospital and that started, it was insane. I was trying to hold my head still because I was so fucking confused. And then it got nothing but worse and worse and worse and worse until I was having full body shit and I couldn't like I was like doing this and my legs were flopping all over the place. I could not stand. I could not speak because the like sudden jerks in my body would like take my breath away for a few seconds. So I couldn't speak, and they thought I was having a seizure. The nurses had me go to bed earlier because they didn't want me traumatizing the other children, which I actually kind of understand because we're all fucking mentally ill and we're vulnerable. So maybe seeing a kid have a seizure would be traumatizing, but what do you want me to do about it? So I mean, I did go to bed, but it's just crazy, and they hurt. God, my fucking neck hurts every time I look to the side. I'm tired of these dumb ass tics, and I wish I would have at least had them before I went to the mental hospital so people would believe me. But the thing is I didn't. I didn't have them before the mental hospital, so it's really uncredible. That's the thing. And when you only realize that I have it by really paying attention or talking to me in real life, because if we're in real life, then you can like actually like get it. Okay, not my tics. You won't get my tics. They're not contagious. I promise. Promise. But like, you know what I mean. I would twitch and shit more because I'm not as focused as I am when I'm talking to a camera. I know what I'm about to say, and I'm planning it out in my head, so that it's so much going on in my head where like I don't have that empty space to like just tick. Well, I just did, but you know what I mean. But I don't know. It's hard to fucking explain. But tics, God, they're fucking driving me mad. Psychotic episodes, those happened so much. I remember it was daily for months. And I had this long one that went on for 2 weeks straight. I remember there was this one day where I couldn't see anything at all the whole day. I know I was doing shit. It's just, and my mom tried to take me outside and she went fishing and I just sat on a giant rock. And then when she found me, I was just fucking crying. I was crying. I don't know why. It was that's one of the worst days of my life. Definitely. That it was horrible. Um and there was also something with the galaxy. I developed a fear of the sky because of the fucking psychotic shit that I've been going through. And I know I keep saying psychotic episodes, and I know how uncredible that sounds, but the professionals who worked at the mental hospital have told me that I experienced psychotic episodes. It's not my idea. I got diagnosed with a even worse form of depression. Like I think it's like MDD with psychotic episodes. They said MDD with psychotic episodes. That's what they said. Yeah. So, and I've asked my therapist that I have now repeatedly ever since I got out, this is psychosis, right? And she's like, yep, you psychosis. So don't know what to tell y'all. If you don't believe me, then you don't have to believe me, but like that's just how it is. And it just sucks. So 2023, bad. Glad we got that out of the way. Now 2024, how are we doing so far? We are not doing too good. But even though I'm kind of to an extent going through everything I was going through in May again, I have more pressure to talk about what I want to talk about. Over 2023, I've pushed myself to be extra honest, even to the point where it can be uncomfortable for the other person, because I'd rather be honest because that's what people tell me to do than hold shit back and hurt them even more when they find out all this shit was happening and they couldn't do anything about it. So might as well talk my ass off instead of hold back and just be quiet, because that's not what I am. I'm not quiet. I'm fucking hyper and energetic. Look, I'm still going through shit with eating. It's still really hard for me. My weight is well, it was at an all-time low a couple weeks ago. And I have been shutting people off recently, but I'm not suicidal, and that's the bright side, when shit's still bad, you might as well focus on what's good, and what's good is that I'm not suicidal. So, and although I can't necessarily look inside myself and honestly say that I want to get better, which is my main issue. I will say I have gotten at least that much better to not be suicidal. So, wrapping up this video, holy shit, this is so much longer than the other ones. I'm sorry. This is a lot to watch, but wrapping up this video, 2023 was a lot. I'm doing good in music. I'm doing slightly better than I was the last time I made a video. And, we can only hope for even better in 2025. So when that comes around, I'll make sure to post on May 11th, 2025. Hopefully, if I remember even. I might not even remember to do this next year, so who knows. But yeah, no, I love you all for watching. Thank you. And yeah, I love you. Goodbye. I said the name of the album. Yeah. Okay, bye.